And it's just to go through this and you can't do nothing about it, you know? And just ask God to hold you and keep you. And that's the only thing that's got me is my faith in God and believing that everything is done for a reason and everything is gonna be all right.
A record number of average people rose above the obvious adversity to help themselves and their neighbors survive. An unprecedented number of Americans in faith-based organizations supplied aid to help pick up the pieces physically, spiritually, and emotionally.
Always ask yourself, what's the lesson and what's the blessing?
You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may even be necessary to encounter the defeats, to find out who you really are.
It makes you think on how you can have something one day and within a split hour it can be gone.
The only thing that people could rely on was faith in God and the hope that fellow Americans would come to their aid in times of need. The religious communities, organizations, and concerned citizens jumped into gear with a humanitarian effort equal to none.
But I believe it changed all of America.
Members of faith-based organizations traveled from all over the country to lend support. They all joined in to help regardless of their particular religion or religious philosophies. Prominent synagogues, Catholic parishes, Baptist churches, coupled with Methodist and Lutheran outreach groups, joined in together with Mormons, Presbyterians, Church of God in Christ, and literally every other religious group to rally as one for the good of their fellow citizens.
All of them come to this table and sit around the table, and we all work together to try and improve the lives of the people in this area.
Everybody in the neighborhood, any other neighborhood, anybody passed, I don't care who it was, white, black, blue, green, nectarine, they got fed.
People have found what it means to show love in time of crisis.
And so a lot of groups came in here and they would go back to their towns and their churches and gather funds.
They bought clothes for the children, like 2 small clothes that their kids had. They bought clothes for the kids. They bought them helped out.
Everybody that we've been to, they've opened their arms and have said, look, we'll help. How can we help?
Yeah, they say there's a silver lining in every cloud. It's awfully hard to see that silver lining if you're one of the persons who's lost everything as a result of Hurricane Katrina.
If no one will help you rebuild your city, get out and rebuild it yourself.
All right.
Why wait for somebody?
All right. All right.
We believe it in our spirit. We know in our heart that God has not forgotten us.
My mom said that if I ever got in trouble, if I couldn't get help anywhere else, I could get it from a church.
We have so much work to do in this community. It's now time for us to move forward.
2 years later, the goal to give a compassionate helping hand to people in need still remains.